Yeah, let's make it that. This is a mid-year wrap-up.
You're probably thinking mid-year. Yeah, I've recorded this early summer. I just never. Here you go. The content will get pushed out.
I've been reading. We're going to start with All About Love. It's a book that explores the concept of love in all its forms, challenging conventional ideas and offering a new vision for a more loving society. It emphasizes love as an action and a choice, requiring care, commitment, and respect, rather than just an emotion. Probably could have benefited a lot from reading bell hooks earlier in life. So if you have the opportunity to give this book to someone younger, or anyone who hasn't read it and they're interested, offer it, recommend it. If you're one of those people that shares your book, I'm not. I'll recommend it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm happy for this to be my first bell hooks. I feel like it was a nice introduction of her. I've always heard of her, known who she is, but this is my first time reading her work. I bought the book because I knew I would want this book, and I know this is a trilogy essentially. I know I'm going to want that trilogy, those set of books by bell hooks, physically. And look how cute it is. Like I've said before, I'm a cover girl. Please, you can get me with a cover. I really understand why bell hooks is that girl, and why her work is so profound and groundbreaking. She really is in your face, just like, does this make sense to you? Now ask yourself why and how. And if you are comfortable with sitting in silence with yourself and asking yourself certain questions and giving yourself the space to answer them, you may be ready for bell hooks. And if you aren't ready for that, you should start. You should start here. I think this is a great starting point. I'm going to assume I will be finishing the trilogy of this. I really enjoyed this book. Okay, so my book club and I recently finished the Final Girl Support Group. I think I gave that like a 3.25, like a 3.2. If you don't know, let me tell you. The Final Girl Support Group is about a woman named Lynette Turkington. Someone is trying to kill her 26 years later. Has already survived her family's massacre. And the story follows her as she tries to figure out who is trying to kill her and her friends. Now, that's like the best way to talk about that book, honestly. Because if you're going to read this book, look up the author. He looks like someone that would write this type of book. So this is like a horror slasher, horror movie theme genre. My book club and I recently finished the Final Girl Support Group. This book is about following a woman by the name of Lynette Turkington as she tries to figure out who's trying to kill her and her friends 26 years after she has already survived her family's massacre. Reminiscent of like the horror slasher films of the 70s and 80s. Now the theme of it is great. Love the idea. You could have went anywhere with this story. Anywhere. But where it did go, where did it? What I'll say about it, it was a great book club. It's a great book club pick to get everyone's opinion to figure out what. No, really, what? When I tell you chapter after chapter, this main character, like think of the worst case scenario, the worst possible option. She is going to pick that option. As the story goes on, you do see how grief, paranoia, how fear will crumble your life if you don't take hold of it and choose to move forward. So if you listen, there are lessons you can take away from this story, ultimately, if you're really searching for it. But I definitely gave it like a 3.25. I don't know, check my Fable. But once again, I'm happy to have read it because I probably wouldn't have picked this up. I've heard of it, but I only heard one bad review of it. I didn't think much of it until we started reading it, and I had to deal with this character's choices. The levels of stupidity in this book, there we go. The levels of stupidity in this book had me stressed out. Like, truly stressed out.
Be nice. I'm finding it.
Majority of this book makes no sense. And what I will say, great ending. Great ending. Bravo to the ending. Let me recognize that. Now, if the ending wasn't the ending, this book would have been just annoying. But how it ended, they at least went out with a bang. I'll say that.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
But oh my God, New York Times bestseller. Y'all like anything. That's how I know. That's how I don't take that title too seriously, and I don't take what y'all say in the BookTube community or online too seriously because y'all make anything popular. Like, but whatever. I'm happy to have read it. So I really am. And this is the only time in my life where I will ever say therapy was not worth it. Mental health in this book, atrocious, like on all levels. A lot could have been done here. Nothing was done here, and that's how we got here. But great ending, I'll give it that. You know, if you're gonna read it for the ending. So yeah, I recommend that. Well, I'm not recommending anything. I'm just letting you know what I've been reading. If you're looking for a short, like powerful Afro-futurism type of book, Binti was phenomenal. It is a trilogy. The first book is the shortest book of all of them, and I'm okay with that because if that novella had that much action in it, I can only imagine the next two books. I will be finishing the trilogy. Just so we're all on the same page, Binti is a novella about a young woman named Binti who leaves her traditional Himba people on Earth to attend a prestigious intergalactic university called Uni. The story follows her journey as she faces prejudice, navigates a complex alien culture, and ultimately uses her unique skills and knowledge to broker peace between warring factions. And that is exactly what that girl did. Maybe that's a spoiler. I'll probably edit that out. But yeah, this follows a woman as she goes where no one from her people has gone, which is off their planet into a new world, quite literally a new world. But on her way to that new world to study at this uni, they are attacked, and she has to figure out the best way to survive without dying and without bringing this issue to the university where more innocent people can be killed or could be killed. But yes, I listened to this on the Libby app. You know how I feel about the Libby app, so yes, we love her, and I highly recommend that you listen to it. The voice actor, phenomenal. It really helps with the story. Like, I'm a visual learner, like, I just, bring me into the story, add that music, add that background, add those extra noises. Think of this as if The Quiet Place met Orphans. Yeah, if orphans were trying to survive in The Quiet Place. So it follows these two siblings as they try to make it to a boat so they can get to an island where they think their father is to escape these violent aliens that if they hear you, they will come for you and kill you. And these are babies, like maybe 11-year-old or 10, and their younger sibling that's like 8. And they're just out here trying to survive, trying to make their way. And it was so... I just wanted to hold them and bring them to rescue. But yeah, this was short, straight to the point. I was rooting, I figured well, actually I didn't know anything. I've never read from this author before. They could have easily killed the babies. That was another fun read, and I listened to that on the Libby app as well. Think of this as following orphan siblings through a Quiet Place movie. That is what this book is about. If I had to say one line about All About Love, this book helps you redefine love beyond romance. There we go. The final girl support group is, you can't possibly be that stupid. You can't possibly be that stupid. But you are. One line for Binti, I will be finishing this trilogy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for Beast, I hope the babies make it home. Make it to safety.